Oh, it worked.
That's
what editing's for.
Just
Nah,
leave
keep
it.
it in. Oh, we're back.
G'day guys, thanks for tuning in and having a listen to us. We're doing a special episode mainly about music. We probably won't get off the topic of music, hopefully, in sort of tribute to David Bowie and
all the people we lost in that year of celebrity deaths.
if we heard your epic voice just then.
Yes, if we lost all the celebrities last year. Did you hear me that?
I think we heard you crystal clear. So yeah, essentially 2016 was kind of a year for celebrity deaths, but figuring that today is the anniversary of Bowie's death, really wanted to do a Bowie sort of theme to at least the start of the episode, and then we just see where it goes from there.
Interesting fact, Elvis Presley's birthday was yesterday too.
Really? I have no idea.
80 something he would have been.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
he only just died the other day, you know?
Yeah. He only died
Last
yesterday.
year.
Thank God he died in the 70s and not in 2016.
God.
But wasn't it Elvis? They found him like he was a homeless man. He's 76 years old. They did DNA testing or some bullshit. Wasn't that the rumor?
No, he's claimed that he was
Elvis.
Well,
I spelled the name wrong on the tombstone. He can't be dead. He can't be dead.
That's like when people say that Hitler's still alive.
They just went to their own island.
Yeah.
So, if you guys saw the post earlier, you'll know that Blue Cat is with us. If not, hey, Blue Cat.
Hey, I exist.
This is a person, we think.
Yeah, vaguely.
She survived 2016.
Yes.
It's a girl.
Yeah.
We should.
We're alone in a room with a girl. What do we do?
What do we do?
Let's make a podcast. Oh my god.
Because that's sensible or something.
So what's it like having a vagina?
Are those real? What?
Yeah.
The boobs? No, the purse. Is it real leather?
Is it true that you're like pink?
Yeah. So music.
So we're going off topic. Okay, well, let's bring it back to David Bowie.
Memories of David Bowie. When you first heard it, or what?
Probably the Labyrinth.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I really thought he like. I never really heard an album or anything like that. It was just that movie that made me love him. In a sense, like he looks so evil.
Yeah.
But he did it in a very
Classic way.
where you're kind of rooting for him.
Yeah.
In a sense.
It's like, oh, that guy just kidnapped a child. Oh yeah, kidnapped that child. Yeah.
I've got that little prick.
How old were you when you watched The Labyrinth the first time?
Dude, that was a long time.
Yeah. I don't know, probably 6.
Oh, is this your water?
Oh, wow.
Is this your water?
Oh, I accused Crumpy of drinking me water, and Blue Cat just found it for us.
You took my water. Yeah, 6 or 7. That and Dark Crystal I used to watch all the time. Labyrinth and Dark Crystal.
Are they related or just similar?
No,
Similar.
they're similar. They came around the same time. But yeah, it was Labyrinth that got I know David Bowie from. It wasn't his music. It was more that movie.
Did you listen to any of his music later on?
Not really. I don't know. I didn't even knew he was a musician. But I watched it at that time.
Wow.
Shit, David Bowie, the actor. Ooh.
Yeah. All I knew was he played the Goblin King in Labyrinth. That's cool. And that's all he's known for.
That's it.
But movie wise, I didn't realise he was a very famous singer until later on when my grandma kind of said, "Oh, do you know David Bowie?" And I'm like, "No." It's the guy in Labyrinth. Oh, yeah, that guy.
I guess that was about last year.
Yeah. 6 months ago.
What do you mean he's dead?
The guy from Labyrinth died?
6 months ago? Fuck.
Not the music. Not the guy that revolutionised music. That guy from that movie died?
What about you, Blue Cat? What's your earliest Bowie memory?
So, like, I do love David Bowie and how much he influenced music and people throughout his time. I couldn't name any of the albums, to be honest. I can name the songs. Like, I'm one of those people that I'm just terrible with names in general. Like, I know, like, a shit ton of songs, and I just don't know the names of any of them. Like, it took me forever to remember that Spiders on Mars was, like, Spiders from Mars.
Like the fact that it was a band, or like it was what?
Just the song that he sings, the Spiders from Mars. Is that one it?
Oh, I don't remember the song.
Yeah.
You mean Ziggy plays guitar? Ziggy Stardust, the song.
No, Spiders from Mars. I'm sure that's the
Ziggy
song.
played guitar.
Let me
Jeff
check.
Good, he's with a Gilly. And the Spiders from Mars. That song? He played it left hand, but made it too far. Come on with the interwebs. I'll keep singing. We're gonna lose views.
Well, I'll keep talking.
76 people that have followed us.
I'll keep talking, but essentially, I was kind of when I was really young.
We're all sober, by the way.
Yeah.
I was so sick, to be honest, when I was really young. I was sick and tired of David Bowie and Pink Floyd because my dad would get so drunk. He would go in the shed, just blast it, and like in the shed we had like 7 speakers, like surround sound speakers, like only 2 of them work now. But back in the day, it was just deafening, and I would be like lying in bed trying to go to sleep. It's like 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, and all you hear is this Starman. I'm like, oh my god, can this not happen right now, please, for the love of God? That one and The Wall. Yeah.
They're both stoner sort of music, so I can't imagine someone getting drunk and listening to them. Like, I can imagine people getting high and listening to The Wall and to I'm guessing a greatest hits CD.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I really can't believe how much of an impact. A good example is when me and Blue Cat went to a friend's a party. I forget which one it was, but anyway, the guy that we know there is a massive fan of Prince.
Oh yeah.
And Prince died the same year as Bowie.
It was New Year's party, I think.
Yeah, and I asked him, how did you feel when Prince died? He really was crying because of how much it affected him.
So
and he goes, it's not just that, man, like David Bowie now.
David Bowie. As I got older, I definitely appreciated David Bowie a lot more. And through high school, like Starman was like one of those songs that just, I don't know, it was such a good, for me it was a good pick me up. I don't know why. Just the way he sings it, it's just like when I sing with him, it's just like picks you up and was like, there's a star, man. He just like belted out.
I'm going to give you some science here because I was actually watching something. There's a reason that pop music is so popular. It's because it brainwashes you, and it's that jump in the music. So it has to be a certain sort of note, a certain range, and it has to jump a certain amount of notes, and that will get stuck in your head. So with Starman, it's Starman, and that's what gets stuck in your head. And so it's brainwashing technically. And that's what all the pop songs these days use. That's why it's so catchy, like herpes.
I don't know. I feel like music is
goddamn herpes. Just get them. He's
I-
got to get a doctor and shit.
Out of like 2016, the new on the music scenes of these days, not one of them is remotely memorable to me. Actually, no, that's wrong. One song is, maybe 2.
X's and O's.
X's and O's.
Ellie King.
Yeah, and
Is that seriously one you were gonna say?
X's and O's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking guess!
That one and Heathens. The one that was on the.
Fuck, I hated Heathens, and
Hello?
I hated Heathens because Blue Cat and John Connor played it fucking constantly. Every time I saw them, I had to hear it. And then it would be on the radio, and then it would be on at the shops, and then I'd see Blue Cat and John Connor again, and they'd be playing. It's like, for fuck's sake!
It's such a good song to play to.
Yeah, I never really listened to any of the David Bowie songs. I was never really into listening to his music. The only place I knew him from was that movie.
Funny enough, my cousins who are like 7 and I could get the old wrong. She's in
Wrong.
5th year, so she'll be 11, I think. 10 or
Probably
11ish.
Probably 11.
Yeah, so 7 and 11, like 7, 10 and 11. 11 kids, and they actually like David Bowie.
11 kids like David Bowie.
Christ.
I'd like to remind you again that we're sober.
Oh my god, guys.
11 kids like David Bowie. That's 11 albums. That's 11 of David Bowie's albums.
You take my words out of context and then use it for something else. Can you like not for once it's like
Isn't
not
it
do that?
satire? Is that what we're doing? Satire or something?
No, but is it Champions? That song? That is one of his songs. Is it
That's
called Champions?
Queen.
No,
Heroes?
Heroes. That's it.
We could be
That's
heroes.
fun, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my god.
that's like my cousin's favorite song, and like
I
I was
love
there.
your cousins.
I was drawing with them, and she full on says, "Can you put on Heroes by David Bowie on?" And I dropped my pen, so I was like, "Yes, we can! Yes, we can!"
Fuck, I love that song.
They got great taste in music for kids their age.
That's awesome.
So good. I mean, I think that's kind of like our family trait because like all my aunties, including my mum, are like from that generation where music was just everything. Like it was just life, and you know they loved deep. My auntie absolutely loves Deep Purple, and my other auntie loves David Bowie. My mum loves like the Eagles and in excess and stuff like that. And I'm not really sure, but she's a bit different. But yeah, they've all got like their own specific good taste in music, and they've just passed it down to.
2016, all just started with one bloody monkey.
It didn't. Why do people say that? The monkey's anniversary of his death isn't for like 8 months. Serious? I looked it up the other day. David Bowie was the first celebrity to die.
Aaron Bray was a celebrity. He was a celebrity after he got shot.
So was Bowie, according to you.
There you go.
So it was
Shots fired.
Bowie, then Lemmy in like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, Lemmy. No,
then-
Lemmy was the year before, technically. He was not long after Christmas.
No, Lemmy was after Bowie. I'm positive.
No, he was
It was
because his
Bowie,
birthday.
Lemmy,
Let's get this.
and then
straight.
Alan Rickman.
Alan
Then
Rickman.
Harambe was another 3 months later. Someone may have died in that particular time period between. Anyway, you guys entered. Prince didn't die until
28th of December, 2015.
Oh, who cares? I didn't hear about it till after Bowie.
Who cares?
Shout out to Lemmy.
How dare you say who cares? You have no
He was
idea.
a classic, you know, like Mozart, Beethoven,
Motorhead.
Shout out to Red Dwarf.
Shout out to Lemmy. We do miss you. I'm just being a cunt because
I
I
fucking
can.
miss him, man.
We've been watching wrestling with Triple H
Yeah.
to remember you.
Actually, Christmas Day, I was in charge of the music and, you know, Jingle Bells and then the Mariah Carey song, whatever the fuck that's called. And then Ace of Spades comes on and fucking the game.
Yeah.
My mum just looks at me like she's gonna fucking murder me. What this shit, Josh?
Did I ever tell you guys whatever happened the day after Lemmy's death when I was coming home from work?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
it's the most fucking awesome thing. I wrote it on the Facebook status, but I was coming home. I did like a night shift at my job, and I was coming home. I stopped to get some fuel, and I was sitting there fueling up, and all I could hear was like Ace of Spades blaring out, and there's this big, massive black like Ute just driving. These 2 drunk guys, they were obviously off their nut. They had a Motorhead flag, and they were driving around the Tustin streets at like 11:30 at night, and they're going, yeah! And they're just screaming it, and I'm like, I was filming up, and I was like, Lemmy! It was so fucking good. I was just like, it was one of my happiest moments. I was like, I could imagine like just Lemmy just seeing that and being like, fuck yeah.
I think Lemmy would be proud of that. Even though it's the Australian version of rednecks, I'm pretty sure Lemmy knew that he appealed to that kind of people. Like, he was a bit of a redneck. You look at him, he screams redneck.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't come across as a redneck. You to sit down and talk to him as a very educated man
Lemmy
with a fucking weird ass voice.
Lemmy from the Wyatt family.
Ronnie Lemmy.
Dong, it's time to play the game. Dong. Anyway, you guys got to answer a question.
Yes,
now
your
ask the question to me because it's awkward if I just answer it out of context.
So yeah, what
Was David Bowie? I got a good question for you.
Okay.
What did you hear first? Because I know I've never asked you this. David Bowie. Who did you know first? David Bowie or Queen?
Queen, and easily Queen. Mum used to put on Queen when I was a kid to shut us up.
And then you got introduced David Bowie the same way, or?
No, actually. Technically, Mum never used to listen to the second greatest hit CD of Queen, and when I was in my early teens, so when I went to year 7, essentially, and the depression hit, I needed to find new music and branch out and sort of shit to get over the depression. And I found Queen's Greatest Hits too, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know this existed. So I put that on, and it had Under Pressure on it. So that was my first, that was the first time I ever heard David Bowie, and, it was a pretty fucking good song. And, oh, I don't like Vanilla Ice. It's too happy sounding.
When I realised that, because I knew Under Pressure first before I knew Vanilla Ice, that song, and I completely forgot the name of that song. Ice Ice Baby. I don't know why, just brain dead at the moment.
Just stop, collaborate, and listen.
Like Vanilla Ice, 2016 president. Yo, if there's a problem, I'll solve it.
Shout out to Vanilla Ice, he survived 2016.
Yeah. Shout out to all the freaking celebrity musicians that survived.
I'd be like Betty White and no, it wasn't Betty
Mick
White.
Jagger.
Mick Jagger survived.
How the hell fuck is he still alive? No,
I smoked a lot of cigarettes last year to give him 5 minutes.
No, it's Keith Richards. Keith Richards.
Oh, Keith Richards.
He survived. Hey, look who survived this week.
Who was the woman? Not Betty White. It was the other.
Carrie Fisher.
No, the one that died. No, that didn't die. The one that survived. The T-shirts. I survived 2016 T-shirts. It's not Betty White, is it?
Yeah, it might have been Betty White.
It's a movie star or TV shows. It's either Betty White or someone who looks like Betty White because they're both ancient.
I
don't even know why we're on this topic.
I didn't know either.
Just seeing how it goes, man.
Betty, yeah, I like to think about it. Betty White.
I just can't remember if Betty White's alive or not.
Yeah, she's alive.
It must be Betty White.
Are you confusing with Joan Rivers or something?
Ew. Was she like a musician or?
She was that comedian chick. She was actually really fucking funny.
Oh, okay.
She was like, she was so top and like all plastic surgery and stuff. She was like, oh, we gotta get an interview. We gotta do it.
Wait. She was from The View, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg and the other old bitches.
No, she did her own talk show. It's similar to The View though.
Oh, okay.
But it was more on fashion and stuff. She was a bit of a fashionista sort of thing.
A fashionista?
Yeah. She had her own like TV show and stuff, and she was always just, oh man, she was pretty fucking funny.
2016 was kind of a year where
I think it was a wake up call.
every death kind of hit a community. Like Bowie was the music community. Harambe was just in our hearts.
And in our balls.
Carrie Fisher was the
sci-fi
nerd.
And and Alan Rickman as well.
Alan Rickman, he was like the
Alan Rickman was
Harry Potter stage acting. He was a big stage actor.
And English TV shows. I'm pretty sure he's in English TV shows.
Yeah, and he was
Music
Love Actually. I mean, if you're like me, you watch Love Actually every year at Christmas time. It was very hard to watch it this time round.
The music world got hit bigger, I think.
Definitely the biggest.
They lost Prince. We lost Prince, David Bowie.
Lemmy was technically the year before, but
like I said, still pretty close.
I didn't hear about it until after Bowie, so
I think his funeral was like in January. I think
that could be why I didn't hear about it.
I could be wrong, but
a few years ago, I think one that really crushed me was Drop Dead Fred.
Oh
my god, yeah.
That was
But I couldn't believe that.
Remember it was like one celebrity a year?
Yeah.
You remember those days?
Yeah.
2016 like
fucking one a week.
2016 was just like, alright, now it's my turn.
I'm going to take you away from you.
So I think the music industry was the worst hit because you also had George Michael at the end.
Oh, George Michael!
That was his last Christmas. No, don't do this. That is the first time I got to say that joke because everyone else said it to me in the last couple of weeks.
Oh god, no. George, when I was younger, I fucking loved George Michael. I loved Wake Me Up.
You just gotta have some faith.
Yeah, and gotta have faith. That was one of the first songs
Such a good song. You know what one of the first songs he learnt was?
What?
39 by Queen.
Really?
When he was 15, he used to busk it on the underground in London.
Wow, I had no. Wow.
He was at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert in '91, and he literally played that song and said that song was so dear to me because I used to busk that on the London Underground. And then he did Somebody to Love, which is fucking amazing. Like, I don't know what it is about George Michaels. I don't know what it is about George Michaels. Like, he's got a lot of amazing songs himself, but he could cover songs so well.
He was really good.
That one with Elton John was amazing as well. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me.
Yeah.
Like his version of that and Somebody to Love, I prefer. Most of the time, I prefer George Michael.
Wow.
Most of the time, because Queen is fucking amazing.
I think I've listened to like one or two, but they're like songs I haven't really heard of. I think. So I remember Mum one time. I can't remember, but it was definitely like it was just one of those times it just sort of came on the radio or something, and Mum was like, "Oh, this is a cover from blah blah blah," and that just I can't bring that back up what it was what she said.
Would have been Sun Go Down on Me, I think.
It might have been.
Because they were his two most famous covers.
Yeah.
That and Somebody to Love. Somebody to Love by him didn't really get played a lot on the radio. But back to Faith.
Back to Faith.
Back to Faith. On New Year's Eve, I went to a party and I was told to bring along songs, and so I put a heap of songs into a thing, and then I'm like, oh, I better include some dead artists. So I ended up
better include those dead fucks on there.
the ones that died in 2016 in particular. So by the time I finished, I deleted almost every song that I'd put on before, and then had Motorhead and I had some Queen on there. Like, that wasn't obviously last year, but anyway, I didn't put Faith on the list, and it's one of my favourite songs. I didn't know what Faith was. I'm like looking at it going, Faith, that sounds fucking boring. I'm gonna leave that off. Anyway, I was looking at an In Memoriam.
In a memoriam?
I don't know.
Memoriam?
Yeah, that. Let's say that. I was watching one of those videos, and I was watching it silently, so I'm looking at all the celebrities but not hearing what they're playing. And there was George Michael, and he's playing his guitar, and he's in his tight leather, and I'm like, oh, Faith! And then I just fucking slap myself on the forehead. It's like, fuck! Faith is that really good song!
The moment of realization, you're just like, ah, shit.
It's funny, because I made like a 3.5-hour list of these people that had died in 2016 plus Queen.
Yeah.
And then never played any of them. Ended up just playing stuff off my phone.
I'll tell you what, that Queen doco that I was watching on New Year's was so fucking good. Holy shit.
Was that the Rags to Rhapsody?
Yeah.
That's the one I haven't seen.
Oh man, it's so good. It's really good. It's like a lot of, they show so much of their like when they were like first getting on stage and stuff. Like they're showing a lot of that, and that's why I like them like on stage when they're just new and fresh, and everyone's like starting to get into them. And the really interesting one was how they came up with writing Bohemian Rhapsody. Like I won't tell you the whole thing, but like there's interesting recordings you can hear, and you can hear him like playing, trying to figure out the piano. You'll be like, fuck. He starts doing stuff like that. He goes, no, I fucked it up. Start again. Like, it's just like it's so interesting to watch, and it was such good. So if you haven't seen that documentary, Rags to Rhapsody, I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it.
For celebrity deaths for me, I think movie talking about music wise, I think the two biggest for me last year was Muhammad Ali.
Oh fuck, that's right, yeah.
And Gene Wilder.
Oh yeah. Oh man,
Now
that hit me hard.
because
that one really
Muhammad Ali, these two wouldn't understand that he is the pinnacle of greatness. No one.
Isn't that what he said? He was quoting him. I am the pinnacle of greatness. I will float like a butterfly and sing like a bee. I just went Forrest Gump, man, but I'm sorry.
The best thing he ever did, in my opinion, in later years, is when Floyd Mayweather, biggest boxer at the moment, I don't really follow boxing, whatever, said, I am the greatest. Muhammad Ali went on Twitter and he said, you may be great, but I am the greatest.
Yeah.
after he died, and then Gene Wilder just died, and you know that went straight to the heart. That was just so bad.
That was.
I remember that.
Charlie and the Chocolate
I remember
Yeah.
that really well because we were like pieces in it and we're walking through Newcastle playing what's that really slow song, really sweet World of Imagination or something like that?
Yeah. Well,
From-
imagination.
Imagination from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, whichever one was Gene
Really
Wilder.
longer.
We were playing that, we were pieces in it walking down 7-Eleven playing it as loud as our phones would go.
Imagination.
It's such a beautiful song.
It really is, isn't
It's
it?
so good.
It really is. Someone, because my mum watches like The Voice and stuff, and I can't really stand those shows. But every now and again, I'll get hooked into it because like I'll hear some good singing. I'm like, oh yeah, they generally can sing. But there was this guy that came on that just literally made my jaw drop, and it was like he sung that song, and it just sounded so like the way he sung it was just so whimsical. And Will.i.am was like, bam, he bashes the button, and he turns around, and he's like. Really, that song is like my favourite song. And he's like, the reason why is because Will.i.am is like really inventive. Like he's invented clothing made from plastic bowls and shit.
Jesus.
Like you have no idea. He's got his own factory where he makes shit and everything. And because and that's one of the reasons why. Because he loved Charlie or Willy Wonka, Willy Wonka, and just that song just got to him and like it helped. Yeah, and I was just like, oh wow, what an interesting fact.
It's I don't know.
It's exquisite.
It hit me. It hit me because he touched my imagination.
Oh, he touched you.
He touched my imagination.
Which
Let's
one?
see where this imagination is on his body.
Where
Yeah. Show me where the
tell
imagination
the
is.
Supreme Court where the imagination is. Right here. But you know what I
Got
mean.
Rolf Harris on their hands.
You know what?
Please.
You know what?
Sorry, Dean. We love you.
You know what I mean? Like he was just that movie and how he portrayed the character.
That tunnel scene there.
Yeah, and like he made you believe that anything's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I actually didn't like it earlier on in life.
Oh, what about Frankenstein though? That was Frankenstein?
Young
The
Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
I haven't seen it.
Oh man, that's good.
But I didn't like it earlier on in life. I thought it was a very boring movie because I watched it when I was very young. And it wasn't until after I watched the Johnny Depp version that I went and bought the Gene Wilder version. I'm like, I remember it's a good movie, but we'll see how we go. It's only $10. What's the worst that could happen? And I watched it and I was like, that is like I'm a huge Johnny Depp fan, but that movie is so much better with Gene Wilder. There's no
Yeah.
fucking comparison.
He owns that scene. Like Gene just like Johnny Depp is good at betraying him, but Gene is him. Like that's the way I describe it.
Like Johnny Depp can do anything. He can immerse himself in any character that he does. But when you watch that movie, you just think,
I do
Gene
love
Wilder.
Yeah.
I do love the new version, but
Oh yeah, so do I.
Oh,
But comparing the two though.
if I had to, I'd definitely go Gene any day.
When Muhammad Ali tied.
Tied with who?
Jason.
Tied with who?
Who
Who did you tie with?
Jason sent the photo and it said, "Don't be sad that he died. We're missing the fight of the century." And it's Bruce Lee and in the ring like that.
That's beautiful.
We're missing the fight of the century.
Oh my god. Can you imagine though?
I honestly think Bruce Lee would kick his ass. I don't know what you guys would think.
I think so too.
I haven't seen a lot of Bruce Lee stuff, but from what I've heard, I think he would as
He
well.
could break
Mike
ice
Tyson.
blocks. We're going like that.
If you didn't see that, there was a 1-inch punch.
Yeah.
punch.
Like I was about to say Mike Tyson, but Muhammad Ali.
I'm the greatest man who's ever bitten the ear off. No, shh, I love this song. Do.
I can feel it.
Calling in the air tonight.
Oh, Phil Collins survived 2016.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, shout out to
Oh, what
Phil.
about what's his name? The guy that sang Hallelujah.
Jeff Buckley. Oh, Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
And I was not disappointed, sad. I had no idea his life.
Oh.
I am sorry, Leonard Cohen, but I really thought you died in the 90s.
You died in
He died in the 90s.
But like it's all personal, sort of, what you were into, and Leonard Cohen's version was okay. Jeff Buckley's version of Hallelujah, that is the first song that ever made me cry.
Oh.
There's so much emotion in the live version, and it made me cry.
That's another interesting.
I couldn't go back to Cohen afterwards.
That's another interesting thing. What song has like really got to you to the point where you did cry? And yours, maybe your first time. Yeah, the first song.
That was the first one, and then the second one is.
SOS.
Are you
What?
guessing for me, or like the police song?
No.
Sending out an SOS. No, my second one is Sunday Bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
The '88 concert, and it was the day after, or the same day that there was a bombing in Enniskillen, which is actually where my family are from.
Oh wow.
From way back. I'm talking like over 200 years ago. But yeah, and just the emotion in the song, and then he stops and has his little speech. He always does, but it's just, fuck the revolution. And my eyes just explode with tears. It's like, oh.
But you, Josh.
I don't know. Like I really don't listen to any of that sort of
Not
really.
even like a song that's even like any song. It doesn't have to be like
Probably the Unveiling. It's ICP.
Yeah.
But that's they went from being really poor and stuff like that, and then 6 albums later they said this the Unveiling was a big thank you to everybody, and saying we didn't do this because we wanted to. We did it. We didn't even think we'd get this far. This is thank you for everyone, and they gave 3 albums out because of that, and that song is really touching. It gets right there.
Yeah.
All the time.
Mine was this was actually not that long ago. I think it was about 2 years ago, and it was Voltaire's song "Innocent," and that was, I don't know why, like I've heard that song hundreds of times before. And then just one day I was just having this really shitty ass week. I was not having a good time at all. And I was just driving in a car and that song came on, and I just literally just broke down and just started crying. I was like, how did I not realize this before? Like, this song's my life. Like, it literally is my life. And it's pretty much like saying that nothing's your fault. You're just moving on with your life. So when people yell at you, or people say mean things or say shit about you, or even if you're just not having a good day, it's just the way it is. And you're totally innocent throughout it, because it's just the way we live our lives. And so, I was just crying. I was just driving along. I was like, oh my god, this is my song. I was just bawling. So that was my first song.
I really find it surprising, and I've told you a few times too, Josh, that a lot of the artists I listen to credit artists that are really famous, not hip hop artists.
You're talking about
ICP's
Queen
was,
and
ICP's was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That's where they got the horror theme from Thriller.
Yeah.
They're like, that would be really cool in rap.
Yeah.
And where are they now? They're massive in that sort of genre. But then others would say, we weren't really into hip hop at that time. I loved listening to Queen, that sort of stuff. And I only got into it because, that appealed to me a lot more, but never forget your roots.
Yeah.
And some of the songs that I've listened to, you actually hear dedications to, without Queen, there would be no Twisted, there would be no nothing.
That's what I think Lemmy was so special as well, because he influenced so many fucking bands and people.
Well, he invented. Well, I don't know whether I'd say he invented it, because I don't know a lot about the subject. But he kind of created thrash metal.
It didn't matter. He made it big. He pretty much,
I wouldn't say he is thrash metal, but I'd say without him, I don't think thrash metal would have come along.
Oh no, definitely. His band, that Motorhead was one of those bands that was the pinnacle of music. It was a turning point of metal music, because so many other bands decided to follow suit in similar styles. Like early Metallica, if you listen
we have
really
to be grateful that no one from Death Clock died this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have thrown the whole globe into a financial crisis.
seventh largest economy in the world. One of them dies, and someone has to get the money from somewhere.
But like,
Wait, wouldn't they just split the money up into the other members, making them like the fifth?
fuck
Like,
no. You think they're that generous on themselves?
what would they do with the money? Just like spend it on like
Working
most
on their
expensive-
side band. Planet Piss.
Yes.
I'm gonna work on my side band.
Planet Piss. I love people who have never seen Metalocalypse and have no idea what we're talking about.
Watch it, you'll love it. Seriously. Seventh largest economy in the world. Greatest band of all time.
It is a really, really ridiculously funny cartoon. I don't like the type of music they play, but the lyrics are fucking hilarious. So it is metal, obviously, but it's like this. It's not screamo. What would you call that?
It's just yelling. It's just like a yell scene.
It's like a really growly yelling sort of.
Grouchy,
Many
grungy.
years ago today, something grew inside of your mother. That thing was you. You.
Did you scream?
Did she cry?
Oh my
Here I come, die.
Yeah.
He jumped off the
Yeah.
Some of these songs
Hey,
are...
YouTube copyrights this.
Oh, yeah, we're not making money anyway. So.
Some of the...
No, we did our own cover so they can get fucked.
Yeah.
Ah, giving you the finger, YouTube.
Some
Bands
of
of block.
some of the songs are ridiculous though. Death Day.
Bludgecution.
Mermaid.
Mermaid.
I've got mine and Josh's favourite is
Actually,
Mermaid.
yeah, there's these people on YouTube, they do bat metal, they've done two of them. They've done one with Mermaid Murder and the other one's, fuck, I can't remember the song. Oh man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. I think it's called like, it's like real, it's like a short one. It's like Punch or Buster or something. No, it's not Buster, I can't remember what it's called, but.
Essentially, it's Batman with this fucked up face, like it's really pudgy Batman. Actually, he's like really fat Batman.
Yeah.
And they've like done a like whole metal sort of video clip for
The
Batman singing
animation.
as Death Clock, essentially.
The animation for it is just fantastic. It's just
That's-
like YouTube people, and I think there might be two people who do it. I think, and there could be more, but I don't know. But the
You're
quality,
telling the story.
yeah, the quality of it is just so good. It just looks amazing. It's a good watch.
Definitely.
I'm just looking at who else has died this year.
Alright.
The list of 2016
While you're looking at that, I'll go through other things that make me cry with music, because music is my
Oh,
life.
that's another thing.
Wait,
Carrie Fisher, when she died, and her mother died the next
the
day.
next day.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Death Reynolds.
That's how you know that the year is just trying to fuck with us. Like, we're gonna give you a break through November, and then we'll go easy on you in December. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like 4 deaths in
That
2
was-
weeks.
That
I think
was
it
kind of...
That was shocking.
That was
a
really
shock.
surprising.
I couldn't believe it because she's the kind of person that, you know, you look at her and it's like, oh, she's healthy, she's got 20 years left.
Yeah,
That's the same as Alan Rickman. I can't
So
believe how
many
old
actors.
Alan Rickman was.
yeah.
He looked fantastic for his age.
British people, I'm telling you.
I thought it was Asians that aged well.
Yeah.
Oh, now we've caught up on racist stuff.
Bruce Lee died pretty young.
Yeah, but he looked 20.
No, he was physically like a god.
His
he was
body,
that physically well done. That
he was that
his
great
body,
statue.
his body said, "Okay, you're never gonna die, so I'm gonna make you die right now."
Yeah.
It's like this: if you've got less than 1% fat on your body, clearly it's a curse. It kills you.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We're
Why
missing
do
the
you-
fight of the century right now.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali and Bruce Lee. Oh my god. I would actually pay to see that fight.
Oh,
I
fuck
think
yeah.
anyone would. It's amazing.
But are we limiting Bruce Lee has to only box?
He'd still win, I reckon.
Yeah.
He probably would, because his punches are that powerful and he's that
And it's that
quick.
quick. Like,
You just-
sometimes in the camera when they're filming, they go, "Could you like slow down a bit because we can't keep up with you." It's like, okay, and you just see him like he's sticking with him. He's like, oh. He's just doing those ones, and then when he's off camera,
So that was slow motion pussy ass punching
Yeah,
and really fast.
fast.
Like Master Ken would be proud of Josh.
Master Ken versus Scorpion.
Scorpion had no heart.
Master Ken wins. Fatality.
My favourite video of Master Ken, 100 ways to attack the crutch.
Oh my god.
And then after that, the 101 hits in
What?
1 minute.
Like 10 seconds or something.
Or it might have been 10 seconds. No, 100 punches in 1 second.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
and he's
it.
combing his hair, having a cigarette. That sort of shit.
Has a drink or something.
I don't think I've seen that one.
You need to watch it because he gives out pink belts to people that are not physically able to spar. He's just like, hang on. Yeah, lay over to your side of your belly. That's your ovaries free.
It's like a 30-year-old male, he's got like a flu or something, he's like, I don't think I can spar today. He's like, alright, we've got a special belt for you.
Gives him a pink belt.
Oh my god.
It's so sexist, but like with humour, you've got to have humour, you know, to have humour. If you don't have humour, I wish you'd drop off the cliff.
Comedy is
and
the
die,
essence of
I
tragedy.
need to-
Because one person is always suffering, and that's what makes it funny.
I need to show
Exactly.
you
It
that.
doesn't matter if it's
That is literally the
suffering.
thing.
Yeah.
Like the old days, it was like, oh, I got kicked in the crotch. That is so funny. Now there's
Give that
people.
man $10,000.
Now it's like, oh, that man got kicked. Oh, I got kicked in the crotch too, and I feel sorry for him, so I'm offended. It's like,
Oh my god, triggered. You've just triggered me, how dare you? You talked about a man's genitals.
exactly. It's like, oh, fuck me. It's
I
like,
know, right?
it's like if you took all of the racist, sexist, or anything offensive out of humour, you do not have humour anymore.
Yeah.
Like, look at that Australian guy that I've been trying to think of all day, actually yesterday and today, and I cannot think of his fucking name, but he does really well in America, and he comes to Australia, and there's some cunt from the newspaper. Cunt! You are a filthy cunt. Yeah, from the newspapers. I hope you're listening. I don't know who you are.
He purposely looks for this podcast.
No, it was a woman.
He's got a logo printed on t-shirts.
It was this woman, and she's fucking quoted him, like literally wrote down what he said on stage and put it into her article. Now, when you write down a comedian's fucking skits, they're really fucking bad. They're really bad. But you've got to take context and the tone. Now, she couldn't have tone because it's text-based. She left out all context. She just said that women should be happy to get date raped. They should take it as a compliment. That's what she wrote in the article. It's like, that's not what he was saying. He's saying that if it was me and I got date raped, I'd probably be pretty happy. I'd take that as a compliment. That's completely different, you know?
That's one's personal opinion.
Exactly. And it's not even his... It's like, he has to say at the start of his shows now, I'm a comedian. What I do is jokes.
Yeah.
You know, just because I say it doesn't mean I mean it.
I feel like that's what the future of comedy is going to be like, unfortunately. You
People
have like a
get
disclosure coming up saying,
And
this
you
is
probably-
just a joke, guys.
People
Settle
get
the fuck
way
down.
too offended now. Like,
Oh my
a
god.
bit off topic.
Oops.
Um,
Like comedians, there have been comedians that died.
Speaking of comedians, me and Blue Cat think that Josh should cosplay Dude Love from
Oh,
WWE.
for the love of God, yes.
We're thinking about doing it for
Can't be
Supernova.
Goldust.
Can you do it for Supernova while we watch wrestling?
Yes.
They'll let you get in the ring then.
Yes.
Just
If we
the
can
dancing when you're in the ring.
I don't know if I'm talented enough to do that knee thing.
But
I could do this.
You get aimed by like a clothesline from a big dude.
Oh,
Oh,
clothesline.
runs down on the ground.
But it'd be good because he'll go easy on me and we'll be able to, you know, talk things through while we're in the ring. You know, like what happens in the professional ring. Oh, I gave it away. Oh, my bad. Oh, spoiler alert, guys.
Gigi just tried to read.
Oh, I will throw that out there. Like, everyone goes, oh, wrestling's fake. It's like, no. No, wrestling is scripted. There is a big difference. Yes, the outcome is already decided before they step in the ring. Everything that happens after that, they talk to each other. And they make decisions on the spot. And the ref will relay messages to and from the wrestlers. It's not,
It's
oh,
like
it's all
literally-
scripted. He's going to do this and he's going to do that. It's not that at all.
It's like because the two Joshes have rekindled my love for wrestling. Because when I was a kid, me and my brother used to watch it, and
Religiously.
yeah,
Get
and
it?
But we loved Kane and Undertaker. Like every time they were on TV, we would just like fucking lose our minds. And as of recent, these guys just were like, "Oh, we're gonna go back and watch some older ones." I was like, "Oh, nah, I don't really want to." Like, I'm over that stage. And we started watching, and I was like, "Holy shit! I remember this match." Like, I started remembering all these flashbacks coming back to me of the wrestling characters and some of the matches and stuff. And I've just rekindled my love for it again.
We're gonna go.
And then, yeah, he was telling me that the whole how it is scripted and stuff, and I thought, well, it's actually pretty fucking smart. Like, there's a lot of thought that's put into this.
Because they choreograph that whole thing before they do the match, and if they do mess up, they go, okay, we messed up, but we can fix that.
Yeah, they'll improvise.
They choreograph how they're gonna do the match by, you know how they hold each other?
They know
They talk while
they talk.
Yeah.
The choreography would say a week before they're working out what they're going to do with each other. They don't do that, which is what people think.
Sometimes they do, because in a big match, in a sense where they gotta last an hour or something, they choreograph a bit like, alright, so when it gets up to 10 minutes, the commentator's gonna let us know, and then we go on to another bit that we've already worked on.
And it's probably the same with the Royal Rumbles. I have a funny feeling that everyone knows who they're going to put out in the Royal Rumble and who's going to put them out. Because how much fucking chaos would that be if that was a real wrestling match?
Oh my god, I forgot to tell you. There's a lot of rumours, and if you don't want to hear this, turn the thing off. There's a lot of rumours that Kurt Angle's going to be in the Royal Rumble 2017.
Oh no. As long as he doesn't
God.
As long as he doesn't come in as number 30.
He comes in at number 1, just wins it.
Hey, Kurt's got it in him. He's got the Olympic medal. He can take the Royal Rumble.
I reckon he's got one more run left in him. If he's really keen to do that one more time.
How old is he?
He's like same age as Triple H, 47.
So about
something
46, 47.
He's the guy that used to wear the American. He was bald.
Like
And he had the 2 or 3 gold medals.
Yeah, he had the gold medal.
Vaguely. I think
You probably would have hated him because I hated him, but
He's a wrestling genius.
he was great because he actually wrestled. Like, there are wrestlers out there. Like, you look at, say, Goldust. Goldust is nothing but dirty tricks.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Ric Flair, actually. Ric Flair is nothing but dirty tricks.
Nature boy, Ric Flair.
So when you've got a character that's literally nothing but dirty tricks, there is no actual real wrestling in it. But with Kurt Angle, he's a professional, like, Olympic class wrestler.
He won a gold medal for wrestling.
That's fucking insane. I mean, he's an American winning, I think it's a Greek sport, wrestling?
Greco-Roman.
That's Greek.
Yeah.
Rome was in Greece, right? I'm sure it But so,
That's what 300 worked out.
because that was the most historically accurate movie I've ever seen in my life. Right after Passion of the Christ.
That's the difference between, like, you say for Goldust, for example, he knew that his strengths were playing dirty. And he
But just looking at him, you know he plays dirty.
And then Stardust.
I still haven't seen a match with Stardust. We're watching
Oh my god.
We are watching Goldust and Stardust.
He is so insane. Ridiculously over the top.
Okay, so remember how this was supposed to be a music show, right?
Yeah.
You can't have that for an hour.
I want to bring it back to music,
Yeah.
but keep the wrestling. What's your favourite entrance, Josh, first?
Oh man. Why?
I've got 3. That I really think is it. 1, they're eerie. 2, they get me in the feet. And 3, they're timeless. Triple H,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bray Wyatt,
Yeah.
and The Undertaker.
Okay, Triple H.
Chris Jericho's another one because that riles you up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you see him in the jacket and it lights up, you're like, oh shit, son! You know, like, and then that gets you riled up. But those 3 that I mentioned, Bray Wyatt's fairly new too, and that's pretty impressive. And those 3 I mentioned, they get your heart pumping every time. Like, you're just like, oh,
like
man.
everyone in the crowd participates.
Yeah.
You hear, like, a wrestler comes out, and you just, like, music-wise, a wrestler comes out, he's like, alright, I'm ready for this match, and then you hear, dong.
Yeah.
And you can guarantee you hear that dong and it doesn't matter what wrestler is in the ring. Even Kane shits himself. Even the big red machine shits himself.
Kane, theatrical wise, Kane is always going to be the best. Like,
I was gonna say
with the explosions and shit. That's
It's simple, easy, and just like memorable.
Kane and Undertaker, definitely. Triple H, because I love that song.
Yeah.
Long before I knew who Lemmy was, I loved the game. And I'm not big on the whole, I spit in water. Ooh. Oh, his fucking body, you know. Pinnacle of all men. And then he sprays fucking water out all over it. I can understand why women get wet from that. And my other one, of course, because he's one of my favourite wrestlers and he's just such a showman, is the Heartbreak Kid, of course.
Shawn Michaels,
Shawn Michaels comes out and
How
he does his
does,
dance and he the thing where he squats down on one sort of knee.
did that when he was 50.
I know, I can barely fucking do it now. I can't do it at fucking 50.
I can understand, like, yeah, for me, like, wrestling, and like, it's good to be a wrestler and stuff like that, like, have really good showman moves, like, you know, off the top rope, that sort of stuff, but having a good entrance and getting the blood pumping,
Yeah.
like, two of them that I mentioned, Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt, that gets your heart pumping every time they come out, and they're good wrestlers
That
too.
part.
When it comes to the WWE, it doesn't matter how good a wrestler you are. If your gimmick sucks, you're not gonna last.
No.
You may last a season. If you've got a shit gimmick, you've got no hope. What about you?
I mean, Undertaker and Kane, like I said, those two were my favourite, and they're like my childhood. But then Josh showed me, what's his name? Finn Balor.
The Demon King.
That's really. See, I like to look at it as they're so ridiculous and over the top that I love it, and I love that kind of cheese and like ridiculousness. But when it comes to these, like the Kane and Undertaker and Finn, I don't know, it's to that point where it's just like, I think this is generally cool. Like, I'm just like, fuck yeah.
They're so eerie, like the three of them are really eerie, and the music goes well. And
same with Bray Wyatt, he's eerie. He's like
Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's eerie,
and like
he's
the
just
bones
class.
and stuff.
He's just class. He just walks in and you know, it's just, you know.
It's like, how can we make ourselves look like hillbillies? Oh, we're not just gonna grow beards.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a fucking old school 1800s fucking lamp. And we're gonna be walking out into the cornfield looking for your motherfucker.
That's scary. It is really clever how they think of that.
It plays on
It's
so
so
many
simple,
things.
and it just gets everyone into it. Like, it's a
There's
simple
another
thing.
one I was gonna say, like for energetic wise and music wise, Rob Van Dam's was pretty good too. Like everyone got into
You can't forget Dude Love.
Dude Love. Rob Van Dam's was like, when he came out, the music was dun, 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 dun. And then everyone, when the announcer was like, now for Rob Van Dam, and everyone would do it. Everyone would do it.
Yeah, depending on where they are. Say Madison Square Garden, 100,000 people do it with it. 100,000 people.
Yeah!
You
and then
imagine
you jump
being-
off the top right to the 5-star.
Can you imagine being in an audience that big at a wrestling match?
Oh.
Booker T.
I don't remember his entrance. I just remember the spinneroonie. Was the spinneroonie part of his entrance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He comes out.
I know when he win a match, you'd do it. But
Yeah.
that's part of his entrance. You look at his hand and then you jump up to the fireworks.
5 times.
But I can understand, yeah, totally. Like, it's a big part of wrestling is the music and, like, the gimmick, and
Yeah.
a lot of it's the music. Because when they win, like, for instance, like, I told you about Bray Wyatt winning the tag team championships. When he was on the ground like that, and then you hear catching flies in his mouth, and then the winner, Bray Wyatt, and then all the Wyatt family comes out. It's awesome.
Who else had a good gimmick? I think actually Rey Mysterio's was a fantastic gimmick.
For his size, yeah.
Like, not
No.
necessarily just for that, but the fact that he was so small and he got so popular means that he must have had a great gimmick. Because otherwise, you know, he would be a heel all the time and he'd lose all the time.
True.
Or whatever they would do with someone who was a bad gimmick. But they made him to be a mucha lucha, a traditional. And it's something that we haven't seen in wrestling since the 70s.
Well, that's
You know?
that's the thing with Kane. Like, I told you this, and you probably haven't heard this. This is the first time I'm going to tell you. Kane was supposed to be a one-off character, but he got so popular because
One
the
off is in one
Undertaker.
season or one episode?
1 year. That was his
Okay.
contract, I think. Oh, this is what I've heard. If I'm wrong, you can yell at me.
So
But Kane was supposed to be introduced as the Undertaker's brother. That was his gimmick, and then he was just supposed to fade out because they didn't think he'd get popular. But then 20 years later, you know, like.
a man that's 49 years old
Yeah.
is still fucking wrestling.
Undertaker's 52 and still wrestling.
I'm gonna tell you a secret right here, right now. I've told Josh, probably told Shannon. It hurts the person doing the move more than it hurts the person having the move done to.
Yeah.
When you're a powerhouse like Kane and Undertaker, right? You're doing a lot more moves to other people than they are doing to you. So let's go with the Tombstone Pile Driver.
Yeah.
That move, you have to pick a 130 kilo man up, hold his head in your thighs, and drop to your knees. That's a 130 kilo man being picked up by a 150 kilo man dropping to his knees.
That's
Yeah.
why the Undertaker
From a
and Kane
height.
can do it.
Yeah.
They're strong enough to do it. That's it.
But he's 52 and he can still do it.
I
Yeah.
know.
Fucking insane. I couldn't do that right here, right
It's the
now.
same with the pedigree. Like when
Yeah.
you get it in the middle there, you have his arms, and his head is between your legs. You have to trust Triple H not to drop you too
Yeah.
hard.
Or
on the head.
slam you down like
Yeah.
face first, him on top of you.
And the pedigree looks fucking devastating.
Oh, yeah.
And the
The
sister.
thing, the athlete,
Sister Abigail on.
like the athleticism and the acrobatics in it as well, like including with the strength, is just so impressive to watch. Like I completely forgot like how much they put into it, like gymnastic wise and stuff. Like
Mhm.
some of those guys that get in that ring can fucking mate. They can do like some serious air just from like the ropes, and the ropes are like they're flexible, so you're not gonna get much air jumping on a flexible bouncy thing, you know.
No.
And if it was solid, yeah, but it's not. And so bouncing straight off the rope and down, it's like, and the height they get from that, it's just that just
You
blows me
gotta-
away alone. Like the amount of leg power they've
We
got.
watched a match with the Elimination Chamber. Remember that one?
Yeah.
And RVD climbs up on top of the cage, which is like a 20-foot drop.
Yeah, I think you
And
should
he
show
jumped
me
off
this.
into the
Yeah.
5-star and he fucked up his knee, like something from it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Can you continue?" He's like, "No."
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here.
He spent about 15 minutes on the side of the ring before they fucking fish him out, I'm pretty sure.
And like, he went through like a chase, not a chase slam. He Booker T eliminated him, and then they're dragging him out of the fucking of the cage.
Alright, back to music.
Alright, so
Seriously?
we gotta finish the music bit because we're nearly done.
Alright, favourite Bowie song.
Under Pressure, that's the only one I know.
Dance baby, dance magic, dance magic.
Serious, I didn't ever watch the movie. I don't know any songs.
Oh man, favorite Bowie song. I mean, I know it's typical and I know it's like the main song, but Starman, man, like I said, like through high school, I liked listening to that song. It's one of those older songs I was just like really drawn to a lot.
I love Starman a lot. I think it was an absolutely magnificent song. Came off a great album too. I think
That album is fantastic.
was it from Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust? I'm pretty sure it was.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think you're right.
I fucking love that album so much. It's my favourite. It's probably the only album I actually own of Bowie's besides the Greatest Hits, I think. But my favourite is Space Oddity.
Yeah,
It put him on the scene. It was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Rip another bong, cunt. What are you playing with your fish?
I
Are
was just
you
saying-
playing with your fish
I
on
was
your phone?
I was just seeing this guy shoot.
Shooting a shark.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh, that poor thing.
Oh, what a murderer. Filthy fucking human killing a shark. How dare he?
I am triggered.
I'm so fucking triggered right now.
God damn it! Started with a monkey, now a shark.
That's it. It's time for a human, Carl. Bring on the purge.
That's what 2016 was, but it just happened to be like
Celebrity purge. It was probably Betty White with a fucking knife killing all the celebrities.
I need your life.
Alright.
So before we could finish, Space Oddity for me, like they played it at the moon landing.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right. Yeah.
it was the sort of what's popular right now? Space. Okay. What's not popular right now? This genre of music. Put them together. Boom. He creates a genre of music.
Yeah.
And then, and the reason I love Bowie is, he started off with some fucking weird shit. I've never listened to it, but I've been told really weird shit. Then you got Space Oddity. Amazing song. Made me cry this morning. Actually, I cried twice this morning. Fucking pussy. and then Aladdin Sane came out with some great songs, and then he completely became someone else altogether. He just kept changing and changing and changing. And I hated grunge for a long time. I'll be honest, I hated grunge. Did you know Bowie was on the forefront of grunge?
What?
I'm pretty sure it was the band Tin Machine, which was his band, were practically grunge.
Whoa!
Like,
I didn't know.
not the voice, like it didn't sound like Nirvana. It didn't sound like that.
Nirvana.
But imagine, say, Nirvana's guitarist teamed up with
Dave
Bowie.
Grohl.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I was the drummer.
Yeah.
Dick.
Don't you know the guy from Nirvana looks like the guy from the lead
Foo
singer of Foo
Fighters.
Fighters?
No, that guy's the drummer, that guy's the singer. It's not the same guy.
Have you seen the Photoshop picture someone's done? They took the young Dave Grohl from when he was in Nirvana and the one from today, and they photoshopped together. Saying it's incredible how these two look alike. The drummer from Nirvana, the lead singer of the Foo Fighters. Who would have knew?
Must be like brothers or like one's a father or
Yeah,
something.
it's literally like everyone's born with a non-related twin or something. They extremely look alike, and that's what.
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
They're doppelgangers.
Yeah. I just like my head in my hands. I was just like, oh no.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we should end it.
We should end it. So God bless.
Everyone
America.
God bless everyone that suffered in 2016.
That survived in 2016.
I don't think they need God's blessing. They've already got something else. Obviously, some sort of voodoo witchcraft or some shit.
Some voodoo witch thing.
But yeah, seriously, our hearts go out to all the celebrities that have died and everyone else, of course. Like
Definitely. And all the families and friends that lost as well.
I think, to me, like, death is another part of life, but when a celebrity dies, like, it's not 10 people are gonna get together and be like, oh my god, my brother, aunt, sister, whatever died. It's 10 million people. Actually, with Bowie, it was probably more like 1 billion people went into shock, and 500 million people went to their local parks to pay vigils, and like everyone got together and.
That was awesome.
It's heartbreaking, like.
And you can make this argument. This is what I get sick and tired of hearing when people say when a celebrity dies, and people are like, oh, there are like starving kids in Africa and like people in the Iraq wars and stuff that are dying every day. Yes, it's as horrible as it is and doesn't get as much recognition as it should. But when it's a celebrity that makes an impact on the world, of course it's going to affect so many people, and that's what gives its recognition because they affected so many lives.
Look at Queen, for example. That's Twisted, I think it was. One of the guys from Twisted said, David Bowie and everyone else that died today, like this year, was tragic. But I think Freddie Mercury's had more of an impact. And, with Freddie, like, I'm affected by it. Like, I cry every time I listen to the tribute concert. And
a lot of musicians,
without Freddie, I probably wouldn't have made it through high school. I don't think I would have.
A lot of musicians that I listen to have credited Freddie as the last sort of father for music that died.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. That's what
I forget his name, but I was listening to an interview and the guy, he was a rapper, and the guy said, all these deaths are happening this year, but I still feel sound waves from when Freddie died years ago. That was the last sort of true music that died that year. That wasn't like I can sit and make a rap album in 15 minutes, but scrap it because I didn't think it was good enough. Or I can make 3 songs that I think are good, but I would scrap them. Back then, you didn't have that opportunity. It was all talent.
And that's what I want to really end on because you're feeling down, you go put on Star Wars, and so Carrie Fisher has then cheered you up because let's face it,
Yeah.
Princess Leia was a great character.
She was fantastic.
Reading this person's head.
I'm heading off.
We're right back.
Alright, goodbye to Crumpy or Ninja. But you know, like, so you put on a movie, you put on Willy Wonka, and that's why, you know, millions of people were touched by Gene Wilder, because you're feeling down and life is shit, and you know you have to go to work. But when you get home, you put on Willy Wonka or See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Fuck, that was a great movie.
Yeah.
And everything's good again, and that's why celebrity deaths are important.
Yeah.
And
No,
we're not discrediting anyone else's, just that
in general, though, like, yeah.
if I died, I'd probably have 20, 30 people mourn over me. David Bowie had at least 100 million.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Easy, 100 million.
Easy. Like, and again, it's like kind of bringing it, it's what I kind of pretty much said earlier. It's just the fact that the impact that they make, like, just keep going back to David Bowie. Like, I remember seeing a video on Facebook that I've never seen before, and I thought it was such an interesting watch. It was an interview, and he did when he was a teenager, or early 20s, late teens, I think he was. And I could be totally wrong about his age, but he was really young. And he was on TV, and he had a bunch of guys with him, and they all had, like, shoulder-length hair, like long hair.
He was 16 and they weren't all shoulder length.
No, some of them were longer.
A lot of them were shoulder length, and
But yeah.
some of them were like the Beatles haircuts.
So he was 16.
And he was 16. I remember this one. But you keep telling me.
Yeah, and it's just like an interview saying how he was like kind of fighting against society that men can have long hair. What's so bad about that? And like,
He was trying to stop the discrimination, because back in
Yeah.
those days it was like, oh, fucking faggot, you know?
yeah,
And you couldn't get a construction job or anything like that because, you know, you fucking get teased to a point where you commit suicide probably. But pardon me, Bowie was literally at the forefront of making it more acceptable.
yeah,
Same with boys wearing makeup.
yeah.
Like, there is no way boys would be allowed to wear makeup now if it wasn't for Bowie.
No, I think Queen influenced a lot of that too. Like Freddie,
He didn't wear a lot of makeup though.
he had a lot of contouring. You could totally see it.
But it wasn't super obvious. Like,
No, it's
he
just,
had almond
it was
eyes.
stage-
That's probably the most obvious
Yeah,
part.
he
that I
had a
saw.
lot of stage makeup on, but like like he wouldn't wear it. I don't think he was the type of person to wear it out on the streets sort of thing. But like, you know, he definitely had a lot. Like you could see the way his face was contoured and stuff like that.
It shows off the fact that he's British, so when he shaves, you can still see the hair through his skin.
No.
Because I noticed that in the later years.
Tell you guys a joke when we finish this.
Alright.
Alright, thank you so much for listening, and yeah, God bless. Oh, why am I saying that? Like, I'm not a religious person. You
Because
know?
of Bob Ross, he says God bless to you at the end
Oh
of
my
every
God.
video. And God bless, my friends.
So,
Just a special shout out to Bob Ross.
Rest in peace, you beautiful motherfucker.
we lost a true God that day. Whatever the fuck it was.
2005, I think it was, or 2000, early 2000s. Something.
I can't believe, like, I've watched 4 videos and I'm just, like, enthralled with him.
Bob Ross next episode. Special one.
Special dedication to Bob Ross.
Ross.
Alright guys, thank you again, and we shall catch you again.
Yes, we will have more podcasts. We will have Blue Cat again in the future.
And more videos are coming up very shortly.
Yes, we have stuff finished and ready to go up. So,
Christmas break is over.
yes, Christmas was fucking hectic and now we have no excuses. Thank you so much for listening, and see you around the corner. We'll have a new catchphrase.
Bye.
Oh, around the corner. Oh.